Today, on Celebrating the Arts, I have the pleasure to speak with Eymard Cabling, an actor who has taken the theater stage by storm, performing in productions of The King and I and Allegiance, who now has his sights on Hollywood. Well, thank you so much for allowing Celebrating the Arts to share a little bit about your art, because I think the arts, we need them now more than ever. Thank you so much for your art.
Yeah, thank you for allowing artists to tell stories and to tell their life experiences.
What was it that brought you to say, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? What was
Uh,
there a moment when you were a kid? Was it, did you always know that you had that talent? Did it just, like, how did you come about?
I love this question because my answer never changes. It's always the same. I was a soccer player slash, I guess, sports track runner in high school, and then but I was very shy. And when I went to high school, I couldn't, like, so shy that I couldn't talk to people. I avoided people. I avoided conversation. I only did my work, my homework. My parents raised me to be a kid who got his homework done so that he would do his chores at home. And so I would, after school, while all of my classmates would converse in the parking lot or out in the lawn or in the park, like, I would go down to the freshman locker room and shelter myself for 3 hours until my father or mother picked me up in the car, and I would have my homework done. So I would do my homework sitting on the floor in the freshman locker room, which is in the basement. So a teacher of mine saw that I wasn't opening up in freshman year of high school, and he said, "I think you should come out of your shell. Go to the drama club, go to the drama department after school, and audition for shows. You might like theater. It might be a way for you to open up." I auditioned for my first musical. A funny thing happened on the way to the forum, and I did not get cast. I didn't get cast, so I ran track and field. Um, the next my sophomore year of high school, I auditioned again. The same teacher said, "You should audition. You'll make some friends. You'll meet some people, and you might like it." So I auditioned. My first musical was Mac and Mabel in the year 19. No, I won't even say the year, but it's and I auditioned and I fell in love with being on stage. There was this weird, they call it catching the bug, and you get the bug of being on stage. You enjoy being on stage. I enjoyed performing and being the loudest. And, like, they were like, "Who's that singing so loud in the back?" And it was me. Um, and then I just fell in love with being on stage. Then fast forward to choosing colleges, I I uh, I went to a 6-week drama camp at Carnegie Mellon University.
Mm.
Um, I didn't know that at the end of the 6-week camp, you had to audition to get into the program. I thought it was this fun summer camp my junior year of high school, and I thought it was a place where you could just have fun and, like, I don't know, have a good time, like camp, building campfires and things like that. No, it was ballet, jazz, tap, voice. After 6 weeks, I auditioned. I didn't think I was gonna get in because it wasn't what I was trained to. My parents, you might know this dilemma of Filipinos to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, But I didn't. I was already planning to go to George Washington University for medicine, um, but I auditioned to go to a musical theater school, and I got a big envelope back in the day where they used to mail your acceptance letters instead of email. Uh,
And the big envelopes were like the dead giveaway, right? Like, if you got one of those,
if you got a
you were hopeful.
Yeah, if you got it and it weighed half a pound or something. If you
Yeah.
got Yeah, if you got a big one, then your heart rate starts.
Yes.
I remember jumping in the living room and just screaming that I got into a school that I hear is really good. That's when I decided that this is what I want to do for a career. I want to major in it. I want to go to conservatory for it, and that's all I did 24/7 was acting, singing, and dancing for the next 4 years of my life, and then come to now. um, I look back on what got me to love theater, and I'm fortunate, knock on wood, to still do it and still be impassioned by it.
Okay, so that just leads me to the next question, which
Yeah,
is, what do the arts mean to you?
it means it's a catalyst for change. It's a catalyst for reaching people to their hearts, um, and that's why I love theater. That's why I think it's an industry that should not be forsaken. It should be supported, and I hope great times and good times are coming from this crazy pandemic.
So your dream collaboration would be with?
Dream collaboration to create a new work or to be a part of a show that's currently in existence.
It's your dream.
I love that. Um, Filipinos have long been not disregarded as a national ethnicity. I do, and I'm thankful for the history that Miss Saigon has had on the Filipinos. Um, but to know friends and to be part of a musical or a show and playing your ethnicity and my it's just my history, and that would be an amazing collaboration to do, um, whether it be Here Lies Love or the musical Imelda or the romance of Magno Rubio, which I did in California. Anything that involves like just me playing me, being able to say, this is who I am. Uh, I would love to do that. That would be a dream to do again. Because in this industry, I love the opportunities of playing a Japanese American in Allegiance or a Vietnamese soldier in Miss Saigon. But I have to answer questions about how does it feel to be a Filipino and to play somebody another nationality. I'm blessed for the opportunity to do those things, but to be Filipino, to be Filipino Americans, that would be a dream to do. Legacy project, and not just one time. I'd love to do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, to play Filipino American in a show.
So I've seen that you have this mini campaign happening that's gonna blow up, I think, for you to play Manny Pacquiao. I would love to see you as Manny Pacquiao. Talk to me about that.
I would love for a Filipino or a Filipino American to grab a task at that role. I don't know, but to play him, I know I can do it.
Oh yeah.
I've been YouTubing. I've been watching Manny Pacquiao fights. I've been watching some of his documentaries already. And to see what he's done for the Filipino people reminds me of the drive I have to make a change in the world. He seems like an easygoing guy. He loves his God. He loves his family. He has so much faith, and he's a good person. I will tell you here and now today, I've never told anybody this, that I am going to start training this year, either for myself to like improve my health and to lose weight, but to even just learn the craft of boxing, the sport of boxing. So I'm gonna be downstairs like punching a bag for a couple of months.
I love it. It's so funny because I don't know, maybe it's because I have this like nature of people telling me these exclusives, but you remind me so much of Mina Massoud. And Mina Massoud played Aladdin in the live action movie Aladdin, and I had a chance to talk to him, but he said the same thing. He said, I'm doing this Nightwing workout because there is a rumor that there might be a Nightwing movie. And I told him, I said, just put it out into the universe because you just never know. And so the fact that you're doing boxing reminds me of that. Put it out into the universe because you never know. Like if anything you get out of it, you'll get really fit and you'll learn the sport of boxing. So that's a win, right? But the other part, which would be amazing, would be that you get cast for this role. So I'm a true believer that if you put that kind of stuff out there, you just, you never know.
It actually made me think in the past 24 hours, is this viable? Should I do it? Should I just learn a new skill? Should I go back and should I learn how to box? And thank you. Thank you for that, because I believe you only live once, especially during this crazy pandemic time, and when people are trying to find out purpose and their meaning and what life is for. I guess every year I'll just gain a new talent and try to be the best I can be at it, you know. But I'm learning the lingo and the movement, and so I really think I can do it. Like, it's making me excited thinking, even thinking about it. So
Yeah.
thank you for your support.
Yes. And you just make sure that before you give the exclusive to Entertainment Tonight, that you talk to me about the
Oh,
movie.
oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, yes. I'll remember that you're the first person I ever told that I bought boxing equipment. The only
Yes.
person who knows that I'm buying boxing equipment is my wife, and she's like supporting me 100%. And you're the second person I've told. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. That's great. Oh, I love it. So, what is the hardest part about your profession, you would say?
Hardest part is the but it's also the most exciting. It's a weird dichotomy between the two. It's knowing that nothing is permanent. It's knowing that any show that you're in or any project that you work on, it's not, in my opinion, it's not your last. You will have to hustle and bustle again for the next role, for the next challenge. And I think that is hard because it's scary when a show is about to end and all of your castmates are asking you, what's next? Where are you going? What show do you have next? Did you audition for this? Did you do that? And that to me is the hardest part because kind of like jumping into an abyss of the unknown is scary to me. But at the same time, on the same coin, it's exciting because who would have thought 6 months ago that I would be buying boxing gloves today? So it's exciting. And I think that's what makes life exciting. But the difficult part is looking toward the unemployment, you know, like, oh, this job's about to end. What's next? It's a constant assembly line of what's next. And so that's hard for me. I think for other people, it might be easy because they know what's coming up and they know what's lined up. But in my life, it's just what's next. And I don't know. And that's so hard.
What advice would you give to somebody that wants to do what you do, that wants to be in the arts, wants to do theater, wants to do acting? What advice would you give them?
I answer this one a lot, and it's don't be afraid of no. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid of not getting called. Just move on, move forward. Um, I've had many auditions where I am terrified of being rejected and being sent out of the room and being told, thank you. And then you're done. And you know you didn't book the audition. Um, I went through many years of my life living in that squalor. Um, and I think if you want to make it in this industry, don't be afraid of rejection. Just go, oh, okay, well, you wanted to go another direction. I'm going to move on. Move on. Move on, because that's the only way that you will get somewhere in this industry. Um, yeah, don't be afraid of rejection. Just don't smile at it and be like, okay, next.
Next.
Yes, next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Eymard, for being with me today. I really appreciate your time. And it's been a pleasure talking to you and just, getting to pick your brain a little bit about the arts. And I wish you all the best. It really
I,
does.
I also love that you are celebrating everybody. You're just not celebrating certain ethnicities, groups, and you're just celebrating the arts across the board, which is so wonderful. The work you're doing, that's great. What you're doing, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you.
Okay,
I really appreciate it.
yeah,
All
you're
right.
welcome.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, here it is. Okay, good.